Hello, everyone. Or maybe I should say, hello, Thomas. Hope you're all doing well. Obviously, I'm talking to myself. I usually do that sometimes. And some say you're okay as long as you don't respond to what you're saying. So I feel good so far. But when I start actually asking myself question and then respond to it, that's when I need to see somebody. Having said that, where the hell is everybody? I'll have a sip of my tea in the meantime. Ah, all right. So, Thomas, well, delighted to hear that. It's always, something that you shouldn't really focus on minting the date that this is this today, this is that today, it's gone forever, it doesn't have, it doesn't matter. Just gotta stop looking for conclusion and live with the uncertain. Just say, look, it's great now. If it comes back, I know what it is. I know what to do. So no worries. Either way, I'm good. That's how you deal with it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Again, you're at it again. You're just like 3 months ago in regards to trying to measure how much, when it comes, it goes. You're just making a report of it. The whole idea, since I've been saying it from the beginning, is for you to disregard when it shows up, when it goes away. Oh, it's gone away now. Oh, it's been away for 2 days. Oh, it comes up. Oh, it doesn't matter when it shows up, how much, how long it doesn't show up. Don't come to any kind of a conclusion that, oh, it's gone away forever. Then I'm perfect. You're perfect either way. It's just about knowing what to do when something shows up. That's all. Intrusive thought is not a sign or an evidence of you not being perfect, or if it doesn't show up, it's a sign of you being perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's fucked up one way or another. We're just trying to be the mechanic of our own machine and learn how to do with things, deal with things when some glitch shows up. That's all. That's the wisdom. But you're expecting that you have been crafted perfectly with no glitches whatsoever. Well, then what's your responsibility in this life to make something of higher value of yourself and wiser than when you were born, because of your ability to deal with things and figure out things and go to the roots of it and then learn how to deal with it and do the research and so on. That's what makes you stronger and valuable, rather than keep expecting things not to show. So as long as it showed up, I'm okay. I'm good now. But then it shows up in the morning. What do you do? Who cares? You deal with it. No problem. Nothing happens to you whether it shows up in the morning or at night or whenever. You just simply know what it is and do what you need to do by refocusing to your life. That's it. The rest of it takes place on its own automatically, shows less and less and less as you can see it. And the more attention you pay to it, the more it will learn that you will fussing with it, and then it will encourage it to make these sort of thoughts that it really doesn't know why it's making. It just realizes that you pay too much attention to it. So when it shows up, say, okay, okay, thank you very much. Don't freak out, because that energy of freaking out is what actually encourages it. Just say, oh yeah, okay, that's the garbage that I learned how to do. What did I do? Oh, refocus. Okay, that's it. Go on with it. That's the end of it. Says, okay, but what would I have done if I never came across your channel? Do you think it would have went away on its own? Again, another question, meaningless. Maybe you would have, maybe you wouldn't have, until you go and learn how to rewire the brain. So what's the question is that? Just be happy that you did, so it made it easier for you. That's all. And it says, like I feel for others that don't have this info. Well, it's on them because I'm here, and we've got God knows how many. If they really want to, they would make an effort to learn. If they're waiting for magic happens and something interferes and get that, you got to fix things. You got to, repair things, including your chair, your auto, your whatever it is, and your brain and everything else. We get a cut in the hand. We, get, dry skin, we put cream on it. We get a cut, we put polysporin on it, or you put a bandage on it. You got to fix things. You got to be ready to know what to do. You research it, figure it out, and do it. And you've done that, so great. Just like you, they would go make an appointment with me on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, go one-on-one, and they get that knowledge cranking open one or two times, and then they use the videos and then continue. And if they, whenever they wanted, they would come back to me and we'll discuss it further, like many of my clients have done in all different topics: relationship, breakups, things to do with thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego. They want to know the inner movement of their psyche. It's about OCD, OCD subset, HOCD. This is what I love to do, to help people with the knowledge that I have gained and research that I have done. And I'm here so they can go and find the channel and use it. And now that we have a group session available on the site, they can go on the site, and as long as there are 3 people in a group session, we will have a group session, and they can enjoy hearing the answer to their question and other people's question and their question. And then up to 10 people can be there, and it will be on Skype or Zoom. So everybody would see each other, hear each other, and that would be the group session, and it would cost them $48 instead of the one-on-one, which is more than double. So we have all these tools and services available. It's up to them and on them to go find the channel and so on. And also up to you guys to promote the channel. If you benefited from it, then at least you can do the bloody hell promote the damn thing. Thomas, your question is again seeking assurances that you are perfect and you're normal and there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You're just looking for assurances. Like you ask, like you never had info and somehow you still recovered. So maybe the brain automatically readjusts automatically. What you're saying is obvious, but you wanted to hear it from me. So that would mean there's no difference between you, that you had to get the information to get this managed, than the ones who didn't have the information, but still this went away. That means I'm still okay. Yes, you are. It makes no difference. I wish I had the information because it would have been sooner. For me, it was just old school because I never gave it any interpretation that it could mean anything to do with my inclination. I just wasn't fooled, like many of you young people, to think that a thought of something that is not in line with your values can actually possibly mean something about your gender or your inclination. I didn't go there. I just said, well, that's nasty to me. I fucking don't like these sort of, what the hell is that? And I tried to figure out how I can get rid of it, stop, and so on. I didn't know the techniques to help myself better. So it took longer. It took like a year and a half, 2 years. But it didn't affect my life in a way of believing anything that wasn't true just because the thought suggested it. That's because I was old school, came from a different background. But otherwise, it would be much better and easier if I had this information. When I got this information, it helped me further. And then I was stronger because now things were lightened up, that this is the glitch and this is the information. That's how you can rewire it. Not that, oh, was it luck that it went away? Is there something wrong with me? None of that. None of that was in my head, but it comes to the head of many young people because they don't have this knowledge and they don't understand that this is a glitch of the brain, not your glitch. All right? All right. Now, let's see if anybody else shows up tonight, or it'll be exclusive. No, that's not true. It does matter if you have the information, because that gives you the tool to rewire the broken brain, the glitch in the brain. So you need a proper wrench to repair what's malfunctioning. And this information, the work of Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Jan Rayner, Dr. Philipson, all these scholars have helped us to learn how to deal with such glitches. So stop this nonsense. You keep going on thinking that it makes any difference if you have the information, don't have the information, and the quality of your brain, all that shit. It's not up to the brain. It's up to you to teach the brain. You condition the brain to do what it is designed by default to do, which it has deviated from its default design and function. Now, no more question. Remember, guys, first question is free. Any subsequent questions would be a super chat, because we need to help the channel to be able to advertise and promote the channel and so on. Now, Thomas, you've had all your free ones done. So that's the end of that for you. Now, let's see. We have another person here, but he or she is not showing up. So what if I put you guys on a little break till you guys, oh, there are three of us. So let's see who's just joined us. I hope you guys introduce yourselves. So while you guys are thinking, I'm going to give you a little break for about a minute.
It may all seem like a mystery to you right now, but you can always go to my YouTube channel where you will find over 300 videos on this subject and more. You can find out exactly why you feel the way you do and why your thoughts are the way they're reacting and the role of your psyche in all this. Plus, how to feel good again, become strong and get your confidence back and ready to move on. And more importantly, how to move on. And you will certainly be fine once you know how your mind works, dear. If you still needed to talk to me one-on-one, that's always possible through my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. There you can book a Skype consultation time for us and we can chat about what's concerning you. This is what I do with all people who need it from all around the world.
Okay, we're back. I have a great piece of chocolate in my hand. No, Thomas, because I'm going to focus on what helps everybody. How I went through it, you all know it. I've said it many times. It wasn't any technique. It was trial and error and trying to force it through because I had a strong mind. And I tried different things, went all the way to extreme, helped the brain to make all kind of weird thoughts, worse than you could suggest. And eventually, in my case, somehow I found out later on that it's actually part of the treatment for OCD, which I didn't know I had created it myself. By overdoing what the brain suggested, I went and made it worse, and I conjured up worse images, worse suggestions that the brain could have, to the point that the brain was sidebarred or overshadowed by my actual creation of these intrusive thoughts. And eventually I think, gave up because this fucker doesn't give a shit. It makes even worse than what I suggest. So that is one technique in dealing with intrusive thought and all that, which I didn't know, but I would come up with things that I thought it might actually put the brain into shame that it can't produce anything worse than I could produce. And that way shut it down. I don't know what helped, what worked, but eventually, but it took a long time. So if I knew all these techniques, it would have been far superior. That's good chocolate. Not much sugar either. Wunderbar. So, what are we doing? Anyhow, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening and tomorrow with your loved ones and family. And enjoy a good Christmas in the spirit of Christmas. I love Christmas. It's such a great time, even though I'm not Christian. But since childhood, we had, even though I was born and raised in Iran, which is not a Christian country, but we had lots of Christians there, but by no means a big percentage. However, since childhood, we had Christmas tree, and every year, my uncle, of course, he wasn't my uncle, but he was best friend of my father. He had a big orchard, huge. He had chosen to live outside the town in his kind of farm, not farm, but orchard, huge. And with his wife and his children. And in fact, his wife was from Germany, and they were all outside living in that. And then every year he would bring a Christmas tree for us, as my mother had asked, and we would decorate it and so on, and the way we go. So it's a beautiful tradition. I hope you all enjoy it. Whether you're Christian or not, just enjoy Christmas and celebrate Christmas as we celebrate almost every other religion's celebration. All religions are good because they all tend to and aim to make a person a more patient, more loving, more human. Now, some people use any kind of religion to, to be fanatic about it, and that's a problem with any religion. Everything in moderation. It's good, especially for children who have so many questions and they don't have answers. So they would need some kind of a representation of the whole entirety of the universe, whether you call it universe, God, nature, whatever it is. It will help them to kind of feel secure in the hands of their God or their nature or their universe, believe something greater than them, a creator. So they'll get some of the answers that they don't have at that age, or any age pretty much, given to them, so they could be safe mentally, physically, and be directed to the righteous way and the safe way as they're grown up. And when they grow up, then you can see if you still want to continue in that religion or not. But definitely through childhood, it's a very necessary, positive refuge and supportive to have some kind of a belief, whatever, again, it is, what religion it is it a formal religion, or is it just believing in the nature, believing in the universe, believing in the creator, and having that energy, understanding that energy and so on, and using it to become a better person as a whole on yourself. And now we have Princeton here. Says, Mehran, Christmas to you. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well, dear Princeton. What a good chocolate. I guess tonight everybody is having fun. That's why nobody's here. So we'll hang around a bit, and if not, then we'll just say goodnight, and I'll start making the videos I wanted to make. And then tomorrow I'll have another live stream for Christmas Day. Princeton says they're missing out with having fun with you. Perhaps. I would like to think so. And I'm missing out having fun with you all. However, I'm here for a bit, and I plan on making a short video, one of these shorts that I've been starting. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, and TikTok, my TikTok is Mind Seeks, and my Instagram, let's see. Oh no, that was the Instagram. My TikTok is Truth Seeking Mind. Truth Seeking Mind. So you guys can follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I make short ones. I started that just recently, and there's 1 minute short things, and I plan on making one more for breakups and so on, which could be helpful to whoever is looking for some little hints here and then. Let me see. I wonder where is our admin, Ash. Perhaps he's sleeping. Is it? Yeah, it's just about 8 or 9 in the morning in UK. So he must be sleeping. Princeton says, thank you for continuing to make time for all of us, even if there is one attendee or 1,000. You're quite welcome. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Others would have probably quit by early on. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you all, I love my work. It wasn't easy, but when I was doing it since 13 years ago, making all those videos for breakups and relationship and all that, about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, the relationship between thoughts and consciousness, elaborating on it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And later on expanding to OCD and researching the heck out of that. I mean, the heck. I don't think, I may be mistaken, I stand to be corrected if it is, but sincerely, I don't think some psychologists actually went as deep as I could to connect things and find things to be able to use it to deliver what could actually make sense scientifically and philosophically to help people to understand and digest what's happening to their brain and help them to have ways to repair the glitch of the malfunctioning brain. And I thoroughly enjoyed that, even though it was necessary for my own self to learn, and at the same time necessary for many people that I knew are dealing with that. But the whole research part of it kind of made me forget about what was this good for. It was just so interesting to know all those things and all those researchers and all their works. Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Rayner, Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owens, Dr. Leibet, their experiences in laboratory. When I read all about it, it was brilliant. And the articles that Dr. Philipson wrote on the matter of OCD by the name of Choice. That was a long article, but it was very interesting. Dr. Schwartz's work on his lifelong research, which included reports on Dr. Anne Grable's work on the experiment they had on the rats in regards to neuroscience of habits, and how obsession and compulsion having a center in the striatum would affect the second center also on the striatum on top of each other for reward center, which was a dopamine center, and then that both of them and individually stimulating the third center, the habit center, because they're all on top of each other in the striatum. And so it showed how it worked in that experiment that they had with rats. So the power of habits and how directly is related to OCD. So this is why it's so important to know the knowledge that you need to know about OCD and OCD subsets, because the more you do the compulsion for obsession, the more you get the dopamine stimulating the second center, and the more you get the dopamine, naturally you no longer are just doing the compulsion for the obsession, you're doing it to get the dopamine because dopamine is addictive. And at the same time, and the more you're stimulating the habit center, once it becomes habit, you don't even know and you don't care if you're doing the compulsion for the obsession or to get the dopamine. You're just doing it because it's your habit. You don't even think about it. That's when it becomes more difficult to get rid of it. That's why the sooner you have the knowledge to help yourself getting out of that glitch, the better. And of course, another study of Dr. Grable, who was a pioneer for the research on cluster of activities to the brain, is as one activity. For example, Dr. Schwartz explains that when you go to a man who just came out of the store and have paid for a package of cigarette, opened the cellophane wrap around the cigarette, tore up part of the package, put one cigarette out, put it on the lips, and flick a lighter 2 inches from his face, if you just ask that man, "Sir, do you remember you just went to the store and paid for it and took the cellophane out and did this and pulled the cigarette out, put it fired 2 inches to your face?" He says, "No, I just know that I'm smoking." Because to the brain, all that cluster of movements and actions is only one action, smoking. And that's showing how habits actually affects understanding of how many steps they're going through to do something. They don't even are aware of those steps. Cluster of movements to the brain represents as one movement. So many of these research, and then of course the big video that I have about 45 minutes regarding of the time that Aristotle introduced the, it talked about dualism and the materialism, and then between all the eras that went through to the modern science, All this research was time consuming, but I loved to do it. I needed to know. And that all that translated to help thousands and thousands of people around the world, even though we haven't been done justice to for the channel and not too many people really find it. But the ones who find it, they swear by it. And I don't think there is a channel out here on YouTube that has helped people with OCD as much as this channel's content has. Effectively, most channels, I don't want to take anything away from other people's efforts to help people, but most channels, other than experts who explain many things in their videos, such as Dr. Philipson and Dr. Schwartz, who put these, whatever they want to say clearly on their videos, most channels, other than these that I named, are just teasers. They let you know a little bit, so you go and then you engage with what they are hoping to get you engaged in. But there are other few channels that I've noticed that they actually explain things, and they're also commendable that they do that. So I love what I do. Princeton, that's why I'm here. Now, of course, I want to promote the channel to bring it to a stage where it can actually economically become viable, rather than me constantly spending time and money to make it be available for people. So we hope that people will promote the channel and will have more subscribers and so on. Yep. Thomas, I'm not going to answer that question. It's just your questions are really unnecessary. How did I know the ending? This is what the problem is with you. You're looking for the ending to prove to yourself that you are normal. I'm telling you, you're normal. This happens to everybody's brain. And knowing how to deal and manage this glitch is the key. Not that the ones who never had this are superior to you, and the one that had like you got to make sure that your brain is the same, even though you had. Just stop that shit. Just stop that shit. There is no ending. There is no beginning. Whenever it's something like this shows up, you got to know what to do with it. Simple. No different. Like whenever you have a cold, you know what to do with it. But you say, when did you know that your cold went away and never came back? There is no never come back. Intrusive thoughts can come and go. And that's not important at all. What's important is for you to know what to do with it when it shows up. That's all. So stop this hunting for, fishing for a statement of normality, that I am perfect. Stop that. Everybody's perfect, whether you have OCD or not. Are you kidding? The ones who have OCD and actually learn how to deal with it, they're the ones who have a stronger mind, because they've got some knowledge that the others don't, because they never experienced it. But everyone on earth has some kind of experience, some kind of intrusive thought. Everybody does. Impossible that nobody does. So the ones who know what to do with it are the ones who actually are safer than the ones who don't know what to do with it, because it sometimes shows up and it just goes away by itself. But the ones that who know what to do with it, they know the techniques, they're the ones who are more confident in that, handling that sort of things. Princeton says, have you attempted to do promotion by paying Google ads or any advertising platform in the past? I have done, but I had one that 75,000 people saw it after the ad, but nothing really, it really didn't do anything for the channel, nothing. I think maybe a different kind of advertisement, but now the shorts probably would do something. You see, right now, let me check and tell you exactly what's happening with the channel as far as the analytics are concerned, to show me what is happening with the channel's analytics. There it is. Analytics says that we have 27,347 subscribers. The channel has made $71.11 this month. Subscribers have gone down 41 for the past 28 days. We used to have like 500 in 28 days. And somehow we are invisible now. And watch time has gone down, it's 1,000 hours. And views have gone down from 30,000 to 20.2 thousand. So obviously some shit is happening. But on the other hand, the shorts that I put in, the last 5 shorts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shorts. On December 6th, I had 421 view for that one. December 16th, for a different short, 454. December 17th, 1,022. December 14th, for a short called Why Your Ex-GF is Still So Important to You, 1,073. And December 20th, Who Are You Really in Love With, 1,110. And December 19th, Why Are You Often Disappointed in Your Relationship, had 2,203 views. That's pretty good. And that could eventually means to do something for the channel, to promote the channel. These shorts are helpful. So that's why I'm focusing on making regular videos and other times brand new ones in a good camera, and then other times editing some of the questions that was answered on a live stream, plus the shorts that I make, either from some recent videos that I make on a good camera, and I make shorts out of them too, or just prepare a short one to begin with. So, but as you can see, this really doesn't do justice to the channel. A channel should be more, I should have, God knows, 2 million subscribers with what we really talk about here. But it's not in the cards, is it? Thomas says, good night, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Thomas, and have a good evening. It's, as you said, 3 o'clock in the morning there. And Miyamoto is here. Says, yesterday night, I had a very bad HOCD dream. It made me uncomfortable and I woke up. Is it because yesterday these thoughts were ruminating? Yeah, sure. The dream means nothing. It just means that something you've been thinking during the day, and then when you sleep, the brain enters into a very less active, becomes calmer, and then reflects what was being mostly focused on during the day, and you could have it as a dream. Because constantly you're thinking about it, that stays, the imprint stays in your brain when you calm down and you sleep, and then it still is active, so brings that into kind of a dream, but has no significance or meaning whatsoever. So don't worry about these sort of things. So now we have a whole 4 people there, and Princeton says, is it less time consuming to make a YouTube short? If you get more videos, more views with the shorts, and it takes less time for you to make it, that's when, yeah, definitely it takes less time. But you know, to make shorts is not necessarily that you plan on a topic that is short, which I try to do from now on. And I'm now getting the hang of it, that my shorts are things that nobody else talks about. It's not necessarily directly about breakups, but it pertains breakup. It relates to breakup, but it's actually talking about the movement of the inner psyche, and enlightens people about certain things about their function of the brain and their brain activity and how it's perceived in the brain, which helps them to use it to deal in their breakups, emotional hardship, and whatever else that is challenging them. And sometimes, like tonight, I will have a plan to make a short on a certain subject. But often I make a longer discussion on a good camera and upload that. And from that discussion, there are parts that could be on its own, stand alone, and could be used as a short, which I edit that and put it as a short. Not necessarily make the short, make a topic in a good camera, and then cut that for 59 seconds to make that to be a short. And then from that long, let's say 2, 3, 4 minutes or 5, 6 minutes discussion, I can maybe make 5 or 6 shorts that I can find very unique part of that discussion and make short out of it. So it's actually pretty much fun for me to do that. And then I load it on YouTube, a different format, and then load it on TikTok and Instagram, different format. And my Instagram doesn't get so many views, but my TikTok is beginning to get. I'm about 850 or 60 followers on TikTok. So as soon as I hit 1,000, I can have a live stream on TikTok, which that could also help to introduce the channel on YouTube and get more viewers and subscribers. So I'm doing whatever I can, but I need you guys to do something, and that is to promote the channel whichever you guys can. And 1R3U says, Merry Christmas, Mehran, male 22, Assam. Merry Christmas to you as well, dear. And Assam, you're enjoying wonderful tea, so in your honor, and Assam will have some tea right here. Which is not from Assam. It's not even black tea, but I've become very fond of it. It's roasted dandelion roots, and it's somewhere between coffee and tea. Has no caffeine, is natural, and it's very good for your health and everything. So I'm enjoying that. And 1R3U says, cheers. Yeah, cheers. But nothing worse than a cold tea. I better warm it up. Why don't I give you guys just this 1 minute break, and I'll warm this thing up so I can really thoroughly enjoy it. So let me give you this for now.
Damn, I thought she is the one. Everything was all good. She suddenly turned as if I was no longer who I was anymore. Why did she do that? Why do I feel so devastated? How can I feel better? How can I understand what is going on in my head? How can I go on? I will never fall in love again. Things finally make sense. I now understand why she did what she did, and why I feel so shitty about it all, and why I miss her so much. I now know how to not miss her, and how to move on and build a better me, more confident and more aware of the role of my thoughts, consciousness, desires, fears, and ego in my relationship, and how I feel after a breakup. I got to talk to him or watch his videos on YouTube.
It may all seem like a mystery to you right now, but you can always go to my YouTube channel where you will find over 300 videos on this subject and more. You can find out exactly why you feel the way you do and why your thoughts are the way they're reacting, and the role of your psyche in all this. Plus, how to feel good again, become strong, and get your confidence back and ready to move on. And more importantly, how to move on. And you will certainly be fine once you know how your mind works, dear. If you still needed to talk to me one-on-one, that's always possible through my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. There you can book a Skype consultation time for us, and we can chat about what's concerning you. This is what I do with all people who need it from all around the world.
It's done, but my tea is not. So I'm going to treat you guys to another 1 minute thing, a continuation of this thing, and I'll be right there. It's almost ready, so.
It may all seem like a mystery to you right now, but you can always go to my YouTube channel where you will find over 300 videos on this subject and more. You can find out exactly why you feel the way you do and why your thoughts are the way they're reacting and the role of your psyche in all this. Plus, how to feel good again, become strong and get your confidence back and ready to move on. And more importantly, how to move on. And you will certainly be fine once you know how your mind works, dear. If you still needed to talk to me one-on-one, that's always possible through my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. There you can book a Skype consultation time for us and we can chat about what's concerning you. This is what I do with all people who need it from all around the world.
All right. Now, this video was made a long time ago. So it's not 300 videos, it's 3,000 now. I can't believe it. That many videos we have, and we have 27,000 subscribers. That's shameful. Princeton says, show us how you make your selection of beverages during your live stream next time, especially when you mix your fruits. I don't have fruit beverages when I actually do the live stream. This is just my tea, but my favorite thing on this season is pomegranate. I love to wash pomegranates and cut it and put the seeds out and put certain kind of a spice, but it's not hot spice. It's made for that actually. It's a plant, a natural plant that it's like a powder. It's goldish brownish. I pour on it with a little Celtic salt and it makes that pomegranate amazingly delicious. So, and I wonder what the name of that thing in English is. I don't know what it is, but it's a beautiful thing when you put it on pomegranate. Don't tell me you guys are run out of questions. Miyamoto says, oh, Miyamoto is here. Miyamoto says, there is AI which will cut your video in shorts which have potential to become famous. I don't remember the name of AI. Oh, that's interesting. But then it probably costs money to get that program. Miyamoto says, forget to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Yes. No, I think you did. No? Doesn't matter. I imagine you did. Merry Christmas to all. So, guys, I think I'll be here for another 20 minutes or 15 minutes. It's about 49 minutes now. And then we can call it off and I can make the shorts and all that. Princeton says, Mehran, skip live stream tomorrow. Spend time with your son or something. I appreciate that, but my son is busy. So, in fact, I try to stay away from his busy schedule as much as I love to see him. We're very close, and but he's very busy, and I can make other videos and I can clean my apartment, which I've neglected. Lately I've cleaned it up actually, but there's still lots of boxes from storage that I'm keeping here to do something with it. And I've got to clean up things. Who knows? And I got to wash the kitchen floor and things. So I've got things to do. A live stream is a fun part of my life. So I enjoy it. Miyamoto says, we Sikh don't celebrate Christmas because our Guru Ji sacrificed his whole family to protect the country and Hindu religion. Okay, but he didn't have to fend off Christians to protect Hinduism, did he? Like, was there something between the two religions, the Hinduism and Christians? Were they against each other at one time? Because it's, of course, nothing that I would encourage or suggest. It's not my business. Whatever your tradition is, that's sacred for you. But why can't we celebrate all religions when it's time to celebrate for them? Celebrate Hinduism, celebrate Islam, celebrate Christianity, celebrate Judaism, celebrate all religions that have good intentions and they're there to help the mankind to become a better quality of humanity, human beings, especially when they're children and they don't have answers to many questions, and it would help them to have some kind of a guideline to keep them away from trouble, keep them away from things that they shouldn't be involved in. And religion in most cases helps out with bringing certain answers that the children cannot calculate or absorb, but then as a belief, it helps them to put themselves at ease that creator or a higher power, namely God or nature or universe or however it's been discussed and introduced to them, that has decided this way or has recommended this way, so they could feel assured and not be frightened about or concerned about certain things that they don't have to deal with at that age. And when they grow up, then they decide if they want to continue that faith, that religion, that belief or not, or they want to believe in something. This is up to them. But childhood is very important. I think religion is very good for children, at least some kind of a belief. Believe in God, believe in some religion way, believe in universe, believe in universal energy that has created everything, believe in some kind of a creator or creation and some kind of a wisdom. And that would be good. Of course, the drawback of religion is that when they abuse it to try to promote that my religion is better than your religion is not as good as mine, and they go at each other's neck instead of understanding that all religions are necessary and they're all good, instead of trying to recruit each other by getting against each other. Because that whole idea of that I'm better than you, it's that idea of got to be more, leads to wanting to destroy all other things because I am better. The Arab says I'm better than the Jew says, and the Jew says I'm better than the Arab, and they have no choice but try to annihilate each other if they think this way. But if they don't, there is no need to harm each other. Just everybody has the right to live and be safe and be good and enjoy this earth. We don't own this earth, and the globalists who want to own this earth, they're stupid idiots. They think that they own it. The creator owns all this, and we are here for a short journey of life, and instead of helping each other and have a good journey, they're trying to own other people and slave them and make a communist global movement and control people, turn them into slaves. And I don't understand what for. So I'm against all these animosity and hope that people will learn and start living life as it's meant to be safe for everybody, and a short journey of life. We learn things and we go wherever we came from, and that's it. I mean, life is too short for all that shit. Look how many wars are going on. For what? Well, Miyamoto, I hope not. I hope not. We need some good year. And I need to be alive. So I should stop eating nuts when I'm talking. Danger is this. So 1R3U says, I have a question. So I come, this is the last one. One R3U says, so I came across a cute girl on Instagram the other day and saw that we had a mutual friend. So I followed her. I replied to a story of her and had a chat with her. She seemed interested. Lovely. And the convo ended, and since then, I'm confused about what to do. You don't have to do anything. Just continue conversation once in a while about the post that she puts and have another bit of conversation. Don't try to drag a conversation, make it short so she wouldn't think that she's actually there's a purpose in it other than friendship. And eventually you guys may decide, yeah, we've got things in common, so we like to have a little bit more discussion off of Instagram and maybe on our own phone, and then we'll go and see where it goes. It's choking and that's scary. Yeah, it is. I choke on several things sometimes when I'm eating something, and sometimes it just does that. Now, we have Muhammad here. He says, hey, Mehran, hey. Hope everything is going well with you. Thank you very much, Muhammad. Don't forget about your age and where you're tuning in from to remind me, because there are so many different names and I can't place them unless I know where they are actually talking to me, so I can. And 1R3U says, I'm confused about the time frame. When do I escalate things in the conversation? You will feel it. Don't escalate it on your own. Only escalate it when she has made a subtle hint that is clearly showing that she would have an interest to maybe talk outside of Instagram. So for now, just be a friend to get to know each other. Let her get to know you. You will know if she asks you any kind of a question about what you're interested, what you do, school or work or job. And you can, move that kind of questions into the conversation and see how she reacts and how much she allows you to kind of seek knowledge about her interests and so on. And then you will get a feeling. Miyamoto says it is 1:16 a.m. there. Is it? No, it's 12:15 here. 15 minutes after 12. Miyamoto, where are you? You are in India, are you? So that is, maybe you're saying there in India. Muhammad said Saudi Arabia. We've spoken a few times. Oh, that Muhammad. Okay. I think I know who you are. Let me just check my Skype and find out. Hmm. Ah, okay, gotcha. Your Skype is MH, stand like you introduced it as MH, right? Yep. Okay. I know you are clearly. So, what's new, Muhammad? Hmm. Okay, yeah. So, how's it going? Any new fish in your pool, in your in your pond? Have you been fishing lately? Well, guys, looks like tonight was quite small group of us, and it was just for us few people who wanted to um, say hello and wish Merry Christmas for each other, and that was wonderful. Let me see. Muhammad says everything is good. I met someone when I was vacationing in Georgia with friends. Ah, a Georgian girl, or from Saudi Arabia as well. We've been speaking since. I wanted to ask what your thoughts on interfaith relationship is. No problems. It's not the difference in faith that separates people from each other. It's their intolerance about the conflicts and divisions and differences in their consciousness and the content of the consciousness. Now, even, I mean, what you're saying is kind of thinking that people who are of the same faith and they get married, they always stay together and they have no problems. But their problem is not about their faith. Their faith is the same. But why still have problems? Why do people who are of the same faith and they get married still have so many problems and they divorce and all the same things that goes on with any other people? So this business of faith being different is a problem is as if saying if the faith was the same, there would be no problem. There's no such thing. Everybody in your country is of the same faith, pretty much, who got married. Everybody in Iran is of the same faith when they get married, pretty much. Christians marry with each other, and the Muslims marry with each other, and so on and so forth. And the Jewish people marry within each other, but they still have problems, all of them. So, to me, if a Christian marries a Muslim, or Christian marries a Jewish person, or a Hindu marries a Christian, or whatever, if they have a problem, it has nothing to do with because they have different faith. It's problem because they're just not tolerant of their differences, and they can't coordinate their behavior. They can't come to an agreement to have the same outlook of life or similar, or respect each other's differences, or have the same policy to um, abide by that in regards to their behavior out in the society, how they can lift them each other up by their own behavior, how they can protect the honor of themselves and their partner with the way they behave in society. So the guy shouldn't be hitting on other girls, and the woman should not allow other men to chat her up by being aware and being very assertive about it, and not allowing other men think that they've got a chance with her, even though she's involved with somebody else. And the same goes with the guy. They shouldn't be flirting with others and simply that elevates their status in society, at the same time elevates the status of their partner. If I am flirting with other women while I'm involved with another woman in a relationship, serious relationship, I'm not just really showing the lack of character on my own because I'm already in a relationship, I'm also offending my girlfriend by paying attention to another woman while I'm in a relationship with her. So the same thing goes. Men don't like to see that their woman, while aware that some other guy is chatting him up, trying to hit on him, they would maybe not reciprocate, but they would tolerate it rather than the woman assertively, if it's called for diplomatically, if it's a little bit more obvious and inappropriate, assertively to let the man know that, translating it in French, bugger off. So that would give more stability and more assurances and appreciation from the man toward the woman, to see his woman is so powerful and not so naive to let other men have certain kind of a mental or emotional access to her. No man likes that. This business of girls today think that it is apropos, or this is like tough or feminist to allow other guys chatter up or to feel confident by seeing other men, kind of hitting on them, and they feel kind of assured of themselves, or it compliments them. It's bullshit. If woman is in a relationship, or a man is in a relationship, they should alter and modify their behavior towards other people and not behave as if they were single. And that fortifies the relationship much better than still thinking that, oh, that shows me my independence. Nobody can tell me who to interact with or not. No. Men don't like to see their woman is accessible to other men. Men feel not so proud to see their prize of their life, their most important accomplishment, having attracted a woman that likes them and they're in a relationship, is also available for other men to enjoy themselves by conversation of certain kind of a personal way, or certain kind of innuendos, sexual innuendos, whatnot. Nobody likes that. This whole business of, oh, you're jealous if some woman, that's bullshit. It's not jealousy. It's simple credibility, trustworthiness, loyalty, faithfulness, and respect toward each other. So it's not like, oh, you're old-fashioned or whatnot. Bullshit. Every man is like that. No man likes to see his woman is being hit by the other man. So if you women really want to keep holding on to your man, you got to change your behavior and come out of this bullshit that the propaganda and the politicians and the advertisements have made you be the subject of, the sexuality subject for everybody, no matter when. That's not independence. That's not freedom. That's not feminism. That's being a low-class slut. That's my opinion, of course. You don't have to believe it. All right. If you want a good man, you got to behave in a certain way that the man feels proud to be your man. Not to feel like, oh, well, she could have approved of anyone. That doesn't tell the man that he's special. Every man wants to feel special for his woman. And if the woman cannot relay that to the man will not be proud, and that leads to lack of trust, that leads to opening his eyes toward other women, and then eventually things go haywire and they go a direction that they might not have gone. All right, having said that, a question can come in and we will answer. why do you think women really don't have the right guy with them? Because no longer women today are women of yesterday. And we want the woman of yesterday with class, with honor, with faithfulness, with loyalty, with feminism, with nurturing. When a woman is not nurturing, is not attractive to a man. If you don't answer the text of a man that you like and you expressed your likeness to him, and you have made certain kind of arrangement, you played that game, that is not going to get you further with that man. It just makes the man feel like, what's that? I can't count on you. I got to now keep after you to get your attention. You don't have natural attention towards me. Just, you got to be nurturing. If you're not nurturing, you will lose your man. None of us like a woman who doesn't pay attention, answers the text late, or, changes the mind like the willow in the wind. We don't like that. You want a man, a real man, you got to be feminine. Have your role in life. We need the feminine energy in our life from our women. We don't need you to be like us, masculine or whatever it is that you think we are. So you want a good man, you got to show us what we need, and we'll be putty in your hand. It is not difficult to get a man to be a compliance to you. All it takes is just appreciate what he does for you. Give him compliments and make him feel that he's an important person in your life, that he's a solution to your life, that you want to nurture him, you want to help him, you want to make him feel important, you want to pay attention to him. It's okay to, if he's a good man to you and he loves you and takes care of you and pays attention to you, if he comes home and it's okay to rub his shoulders. It's okay to serve him in a way that he serves you. This is what men want from their woman, not to just have someone to fuck every night. That's not it. That's not the reason to be in a relationship. Having sex is very important for men, but it's not the only reason that they want to be with you. What they want from you is that love, it's that affection, it's that feminism, that you put your hand on his head or his shoulder and he feels the weight of the world is off. It doesn't matter what kind of problems I have out there, financial or whatever, my woman is here and I do things for her, motivates me. But if you you want to be an asshole and think that just because you wear high heels and do up and that's all there is that the man wants, you're full of shit. We want that. That's for sure. We love that. But along with the appreciation that you give us for what we do for you and to recognition of how important we are in your life and nurturing as we tend to love to take care of you, protect you, and worship you. So it goes both ways. But I'm talking from the point of view of men. So, Mohammed says, you never fail to brighten up people's day, Mehran. Always a pleasure listening to you. My pleasure, dear. And Miyamata says, true facts. All right. So, guys, if you don't think that we have any other question, it is about 12:30 a.m. here. And I can mosey on out and maybe watch a movie or do some shorts or just goof off. But if you do have something to say, please go ahead. I'll be here for you. I'll be here another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, great. If not, then we'll just wrap it up. How about that? Do you guys want a 5-minute break to think it over if you have any questions? And then after 5 minutes, I come in, and if there's a question, great. If not, then we'll just wish each other a good night. How about that? Would you like that, or you want me hang around? Don't all of you answer at the same time. One at a time, please. Oh, not enough light. When I put my hat on, my eyes become invisible. Ace of Discal says, what can you tell a man that's coming off of an abusive 11-year marriage? First of all, do me a favor, Ace. Is it your first time here or you've been here before? Either way, let me know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. That I'd appreciate that, to know a little bit about you, your age, gender, which city or country you're from. So it gives me a little bit idea about your culture or what it is and your age and this and that. And of course, then I will answer your question. Ace says, first time here from Bahrain. Oh my goodness. Bahrain Island near Persia. Yes, 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 yes. I reached 40 Gregorian years years on the 20th of this month. All right, just one moment, please. I fix this here for a second. Okay, so you mean the year that was introduced by Pope Gregory the 13th in the year 1582 AD, determining the date. So it's a calendar, but it's just the same calendar as Persians use, I guess, which was invented by them, which is the solar calendar, revolution of Earth around the sun. That is when Nowruz is calculated. That's why it's certain time of the day and certain minutes for the new year and all that. So now I understand what you mean. Okay. So your question is, Ace from Bahrain asks, and he's at age 40 and 20th of this month. So you just turned 40. Okay. And he asks, what can you tell a man that's coming off an abusive 11-year marriage? My first question would be, why did it take you 11 years enduring an abusive marriage? Was it because of children? Was it because you couldn't do anything about it? I don't know, maybe, I don't know, whatever reason. But having said that, that's one thing I want to know. Secondly, is that I would tell that man that not every woman is going to produce an abusive marriage. You cannot judge the rest of women just because this woman created that kind of an atmosphere in your relationship. And next time you will also remember that the problem of the marriage or any relationship usually stems from the selection stage. In the selection stage, we men are so excited about the prize of our life, which is a woman, sexual intimacy with the woman. The promise of sexual intimacy with the woman blinds our eyes to look for qualifications to justify that relationship to go any further. Instead, the hope of the oxytocin to be around her, hold her hand, kiss her, and all that opportunity that could come with possibly a serious relationship, or in your different cultures, marriage, doesn't let us actually qualify to see if the woman is qualified to be my wife or to be my girlfriend, because the pleasure, desire for pleasure, has closed the roads for me to pay attention to what's important, which is the content of her consciousness, her values, her loyalty, her credentials, her qualities. And instead, because of my interest toward that sexual intimacy, the prize of my life, what I'm programmed to have, procreation, I simply give all the other qualities that I wish for my woman to have to her without even knowing if she deserves it, if she has it or not. But because I'm selfish, egoistic, I think I'm the best of the best. I am the man more than any other man. Therefore, because I'm the best of the best, my girlfriend, whoever she is going to be the best. And because she may not or may, I assume, and in my mind, I create an image of her to be the best of the best. So I give all that qualities that makes her the best to her. And I create that image of her, about her, in my mind, and I fall in love with that image. Lo and behold, that image is virtuality. I created. It's my image of her, not her actuality. But I'm going to get married to her actuality, another persona, a real person, which she has her own contents of the consciousness deviating from whatever qualities I gave to this woman in my mind, in the image I made of her. And then always I'm disappointed. And I feel like I'm in an intrusive, I'm in an abusive relationship, but I never realized I got married with her because I didn't see her actuality, didn't focus on her actuality. I focused on my desire for pleasure and all the good things that I wanted my girlfriend to have. And I gave all that to her because she's my girlfriend. I'm the best, so she must be the best. If she's not, I make her the best. I made her the best. I believed in it. I fell in love with it. I married her. And yet her actuality is contrary to what I made out of her. And this is why you continue this with the hope of, no, that's not really her. I can get over this, because you still have that image you have made of her in your own mind about her, but it's contrary to her actuality. And throughout your life, you keep waiting for this image to show up in her. And you keep following and allowing things to go on, because you say, oh, she's that good. It's just a glitch. It's just a mistake. It's just... So selection process is the most important part of finding a girlfriend, wife, or whatever you want to call it. So I hope that helps you out. But remember, not all women are like that. If you select better, you will have lesser trouble. Although divisions and conflicts are part of their relationships all the time, because no two person, even if they're born in the same city, within the same neighborhood, no two person will have the same content of the consciousness, and we are what our consciousness is, and you will have separation and differences between the two consciousnesses. Conflicts and division is normal, but to what degree it would be less if you focus on selection stage and try to find out if she has the qualities that you want her to have, or you're just giving it to her like a good teacher gives it all the A's to their favorite student of his just because he likes her. And Ace says, yes, sir, very truthful point of view. Cheers, happy holidays. Happy holidays to you as well. Merry Christmas. So, and we have Kamran here. Says, hi, Mehran, how are you tonight? Good, thank you. Says, male 25, Indiana. Thank you for that. Kamran says, any recommendations on where or how to meet women in today's world? No one seems serious on these dating apps today, or should I just let it happen naturally and not search for a woman? In fact, these dating apps stops you from looking for real woman. In most cases, I believe you must try to find your woman outside of dating apps because you get to know them, you get to see them, the eye contacts, both of you exchange energy. That energy tells you a lot from the beginning, and the interaction tells you a lot about their interest rather than to be a good writer or good, I don't know, proposer or good faker on a dating app to make yourself something, and you're looking at some kind of a brushed picture of some woman that is not really herself, and then you really don't get to talk about these things that are important to you guys. You just try to entertain each other and bring interest from each other to yourselves, but really doesn't go anywhere because there's no real connection. You haven't seen how each one of you interacts with other people when you're out there to have tea or coffee. It's not about how you put your best foot forward when you're together. It's about how you really negotiate life, how you deal with the things that are happening around you. Let's say in a restaurant, how you interact with people come and go, how you reciprocate or don't, how you assertive you are or not. All these will tell you a little bit about that person, which is very helpful. When you see someone out there, you interact, maybe you're not even knowing each other yet, but you at least have some kind of a eye contact, some kind of a smile, some kind of an energy behind all that. You feel something, then you go on from there. On the apps, it's just pictures. I've never found anyone that really ended up into some kind of a real relationship, any of the apps. Yeah. So just be active and be friendly and say something. And if it's called for, you follow it up. But usually be active in some kind of a places where it's okay and apropos to talk to the others or interact to a certain level. And then you see if you have things in common and go from there. And Helltown says, okay, before I get to your question, dear, if you would be kind enough to let me know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. That gives me a little bit of information about you and your age and how to speak to you, how, and also a little cultural background when I know which city or country you come from. That'll help me out to know a little bit about you. And in the meantime, I'll read the question and you put that information for me down there, if you will. And Helltown YT says, how to cure OCD permanently? I have intrusive thoughts, and every time my brain repeatedly repeats thoughts, some kind of a reassurance and sacred of irrelevant things. What's the rest of it? Says, I'm 15 from India, male. Well, I hope you have permission from your parents to participate in our live stream. And in regards to how to cure OCD, it's not about curing, it's about knowing how to rewire your brain. Because as I mentioned, OCD has roots of psychological security. It's thought-based, so you got to understand how to rewire the brain. And intrusive thoughts is something that everybody in the world has it. It's not limited to you or exclusive to you or a bunch of other people. But in non-OCD brains that they don't have the glitch, they're not in the glitch of OCD, which most people have some kind of OCD one way or another. There is a lever in the striatal midbrain basal ganglia that is called caudate nucleus. And when intrusive thoughts or repetitive thoughts show up, its job is shut it down. So the non-OCD brain realizes an intrusive thoughts and says, oh, that's nasty thought. And then caudate nucleus shuts it off. And then you go about your business as if it didn't happen, just maybe a few seconds. But OCD brain, when caudate nucleus is in the glitch of not working, it's like a lever of an automatic car. You know, in automatic car, it's supposed to go, it changes gear at a certain stage of a turn of the engine. But when it doesn't work, it's malfunctioning, it just goes, and it doesn't change the gear. That's the time you're supposedly grab onto the real manual gear and you put it into gear, help the engine to get into gear, and then you change the gear for it. So caudate nucleus is the lever that automatically is supposed to shut down intrusive thoughts and all these kind of OCD and HOCD and all the other kinds. But when it's malfunctioning, and with the malfunction overactiveness of amygdala that keeps sending emotional danger signals when it doesn't exist, and then when the emotional danger signals are sent out and has no content, there's no reason for it, it doesn't say what it is sending it for, what kind of danger. Prefrontal cortex says, well, there is a danger signal coming, there must be something. There's no content with it, so I got to figure out and search what kind of a content I can give this danger signal so it will jive and make sense why there is a danger signal. So he says, what's most important for this guy? Oh, his gender is very important, or his security, psychological security is very important, or his father is very important not to die. So I'm going to just say, well, this is a signal, danger signal for his inclination, for his sexuality. And I'm going to attach some kind of a narrative or content that is contrary to his values so he can understand this signal is because there's a danger for him not to be the gender that he is. That's kind of a, fucked up way of the brain trying to help you to protect yourself. But that's this understanding. So these kind of malfunctions from amygdala to striatum to caudate nucleus, midbrain basal ganglia to prefrontal cortex activities and involvements all cause these sort of things to manifest themselves as something necessary for you to ruminate or get assurances to make sure that you're okay and that danger is not going to harm you, and all that creates a chaos in you. But through the research of experts in OCD and subsets of OCD, such as Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Weiner, and so on, and many other experts that throughout the history, philosophically and scientifically, have proven that you're not the brain and brain is not you. You learn how to rewire your brain, and through neuroplasticity, bring the brain to that automatic stage of shutting down the intrusive thoughts. And for that, you need to watch this video of mine, which is based on Dr. Schwartz's work. And I'm going to put it down here for you. And you get to know a little bit about the 4 steps and what you can do with intrusive thoughts in order to help the brain to repair itself to the default setting. So here it is, what I wanted to, it is called 4 Steps. And it is 21 minutes and 38 seconds. It's very informative and helpful, and I've explained Dr. Schwartz's research on the 4 steps, and you can find it. And also there are so many other videos on this channel in regard to OCD, where it comes from, and in regards to HOCD, OCD subsets, and all kinds of OCDs that you got to know how you can use these information that scholars have made and then help your brain to rewire itself. And Kamran says, sounds good. Thank you, Mehran. Met my last GF on a dating app, and ironically, it didn't work out for us. It usually doesn't. One of the reasons that most people are on dating apps, there's like an addictive thing. And so what else is there? What else is new? And then you go and see another girl and another girl. They talk to all this, and the girls see another guy, and they want to get attention, especially most girls. So they're attention junkies. They don't feel confident until some guy hits on them or some guy is talking with them on apps and it's safe is behind their computer and they feel kind of assured, or they feel attractive because somebody is paying attention to them, and they feel confident because of all this interaction. And because they can't really commit to a real good relationship and work on it and build on that, they keep wanting to feel confident by getting more attention. So they keep going on these apps and find this guy and that guy, and distracts them from a real good relationship. So it's pretty fucked up. That's my scientific way of putting it. And Helltown YT says, thank you so much. I also have somatic OCD, saliva hyper-awareness, but it's kind of getting less. Good for you. Excellent. All right. So guys, unless you guys have another question, I give you another minute. I ask you to watch this little bit, and then I come back, and if you had a question, we'll answer. If not, I'll wrap it up for tonight.
Damn, I thought she is the one. Everything was all good. She suddenly turned as if I was no longer who I was anymore. Why did she do that? Why do I feel so devastated? How can I feel better? How can I understand what is going on in my head? How can I go on? I will never fall in love again. Ah, things finally make sense. I now understand why she did what she did, and why I feel so shitty about it all, and why I miss her so much. I now know how to not miss her, and how to move on and build a better me, more confident and more aware of the role of my thoughts, consciousness, desires, fears, and ego in my relationship, and how I feel after a breakup. I got to talk to him or watch his videos on YouTube.
It may all seem like a mystery to you right now, but you can always go to my YouTube channel where you will find over 300 videos on this subject and more. You can find out exactly why you feel the way you do and why your thoughts are the way they're reacting, and the role of your psyche in all this. Plus, how to feel good again, become strong, and get your confidence back and ready to move on. And more importantly, how to move on. And you will certainly be fine once you know how your mind works, dear. If you still needed to talk to me one-on-one, that's always possible through my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. There you can book a Skype consultation time for us, and we can chat about what's concerning you. This is what I do with all people who need it from all around the world.
All right, we're back. So let's see. Do we have any question? I guess not. All right. It is 12:54 here. So 6 more minutes and we'll shut it down, because I think we've done good for Christmas evening. We have whopping 9 people here. I talked too soon, 8 people. But we did what we had to do tonight for people who needed to share some thoughts and have an interaction together. So on that note, it's time for me to say, I love you all. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream, which is perhaps tomorrow morning sometime, Christmas Day. In the meantime, don't forget to promote the channel. Don't forget we have mindthatseekstruth.com, my site for Skype consultation, Skype chat, and we can discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And now we have group session that you can choose group session. It takes 3 people minimum to have this session going. It's maximum 10 people. It'll be done on Zoom, that I'll send you the link, or Skype, so we can all see each other and we can talk, rather than, so you can enjoy other people's questions and the answers, plus your own question and answer. And the time for that would be more than an hour, which is the limit for one-on-one consultation. It'll be like 2 or 3 hours, depending on how many people are participating. And of course, the price is less than half. So $48 gets you to participate in the group session, and that helps the channel. And we got to get this channel promoted and make some money for it, so we can continue this advertisements that we want to do for the channel and promote the channel, so we can reach more people and help more people. And Princeton says, good night, Mehran. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all. I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.